Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will see how we can create custom CMS restriction in Hybris. So for that, we will use the paragraph component that we had created in the last video. In this video, creating paragraph component that you are seeing this video, in this video we had created a paragraph component. So uh, we will use that component only in order to see in order to see how we can create custom CMS restriction. So if you have not yet watched the video, then I'll suggest to go through that video once. Link of this video is present in the description box, and also top right section of your screen you are seeing the tutorial link. So friends, as you already know that the restriction in Hybris is a set of rules which get applied to flexible searches in order to limit the search results based on some specific conditions. So now if your project requires some custom rules for the visibility of the CMS component, then in that scenario, you must create your own custom type of CMS restrictions. So for instance, if we talk about uh, then here we had created this paragraph component, right, in the last video. So if we want to display this paragraph component or any other component based on some custom restrictions, so for instance that suppose if a product for the country of origin for any product is say India, right? So for that we want to display this paragraph component, and for the product if the country of origin is not India, then we do not want to show the paragraph component. So like here in this product you are seeing that the paragraph component is not coming on the PDP page, right? But for this product you are seeing that the paragraph component is coming. So how we can achieve this? We can achieve this by writing our own custom restriction. So in this video we will see how we can create our own custom restriction. Now let's check the steps using which we can create our custom CMS restriction. So the first step is that we have to create a restriction item type which has to extend the abstract restriction item type. So we have to ensure that in whichever extension or we are creating this, we are defining this item type. So that extension, in that extension, we have to specify CMS2 as required extension in the extension info.xml. So for instance, if we are creating this item type, I have created this item type country of origin CMS restriction, and it is extending the abstract restriction as we just have seen in the step, right? And here we have defined our Jallo class. In the attributes we have defined the country list of type. The attribute is qualifier country name and it is of type country list. So we have created a collection uh, by this name country list. So if I show you, here we have created a collection type of type string, which is taking a string and it is of type set, and right. So we have created this country list, and so in this item type we can define a set of strings basically, and then what else we did is in the product we have defined this country of origin. So why we have defined this country of origin? So that if the product belong to a particular country, right, and in the restrictions, like we have defined the set of strings in this. So if the country of origin matches with the country we have defined in this, right, then we should display that CMS component paragraph component that we have just seen. So we have to display this welcome to PDP page component. Otherwise, if the country of origin does not match with the country that we define in the restrictions, custom CMS restrictions, then in that scenario we don't have to display that paragraph component. So for that we have created this attribute, right? And we have defined this country of origin attribute in the apparel product as well. So hope till now this is clear. Now coming to the other part where we have to define this CMS2 as a requires extension in the extension info.xml. So if I show you, right, so we have defined this in the training core item.xml, right? This item type that we have created, the custom restriction that we have created, we have defined this in the training core item.xml, which is in training core extension. So if we go to the training core extension, so for that we will go inside this custom training core, right? And if we open this extension info.xml, then here it is mentioned that we have to specify this CMS2 in the as a request extension in the extension info.xml. But in the training core we don't have this requires extension, right? Now question will come in your mind, why we are not defining this as a requires extension, why we are not defining in here. We are not defining in here because if you go inside this accelerator CMS extension, right, if we go inside this, we go inside bin ext accelerator CMS, and if we check this extension info.xml, then here we can see that we have the required extension as CMS2 lib, right? Now if we will have to check the this extension CMS2 lib extension. So for that CMS2 lib extension, we will go inside this bin ext content CMS2 lib, and if we check the extension info.xml, then here the required extension is defined as CMS2. So hope now you got the point. If you have defined a extension in your as a requires extension which somehow points to this CMS2 extension, then we don't have to explicitly define the CMS2 extension. If suppose we don't have this requires extension accelerator CMS defined, then we in that scenario we have to define this extension CMS2 as a requires extension in our extension info.xml. So till now friends, hope things are clear to you, right? So once you will define this item type, right, and define this attribute and define the collection type, after that what we will do is we will do the ant clean all. So let's do that. So we will do ant clean all and then we'll press enter. Let's wait for it to be finished successfully. So now we can see that the build is successful, right? Now let's go back to the Eclipse and let's see this country of origin CMS restriction class. So this class gets created which is extending the generate country of origin CMS restriction, and here uh, two methods are getting overridden. One is the create item and the second one is get description. If we go to this class generate country of origin CMS restriction, then it is extending the abstract restriction, right? So if you go back to the training core items.xml, so here we had defined this country of origin CMS restriction should act which extending is extending this abstract restriction. So with this we have completed two steps. First is the defining the item type and the second is unclean all. Now what we have to do is we have to create our custom evaluator by implementing this CMS restriction evaluator, right? And we have to override the evaluate method. In that our custom evaluator, we will write our custom logic for restriction. So I have already created a class, uh, this country of origin CMS restriction evaluator, which is implementing this CMS restriction evaluator like we have mentioned in the step, right? And here we are overriding this evaluate method. Now let me explain what this method is doing. So basically this method is returning a boolean meaning either true or false, and as a parameter it is taking the abstract restriction model and the restriction data, right? Now what we are doing is here first of all we are checking if the restriction is the instance of this country of origin CMS restriction model or not. So when we did this and clean all, right, then at that time this country of origin CMS restriction model also got created. So if I show you, then we have this model already created, right? And if you check this model, then here we have the country names, right? And it is of the type country of origin CMS restriction. So if uh, we have defined this, right? And then what we are doing is if the restriction is of type is the instance of this country of origin CMS restriction model, then in that case what we are doing is in the PDP page, in the PDP like we have to display that paragraph component on the PDP page, right? So here we have the PDP page, and basis on some our custom restriction we have to show this paragraph component. So for that what we did is in the product page controller, what we are doing is in the we are setting this session service. In the session service we are setting this country of origin, and in the product data, from the product data we are fetching this get country of origin, right? So same thing we are fetching here from the session service. We will get the country name, and also in this line whatever in the restriction, whatever country names we will define, we'll get that the set of string we will get the country name. Now if we are checking if the country name is not empty, then in that scenario we are checking that in the country name do we have the in the set of country names, right, do we have the country name which is defined for that particular product or not. If it is same, the country is present, then we are returning true, otherwise we are returning false. So this is what we are doing in this our custom restriction. And whatever custom logic you have to define in here only, in this custom restriction only we have to define our custom logic. So hope till now everything is clear to you, like why we have created this custom restriction evaluator, and uh, why it is implementing this CMS restriction evaluator. So hope everything is clear to you now. Now after creating this custom evaluator, what we will do is we will create a bean, right, which takes this model and calculates if the CMS component must be visible or not. So for that, what we will do is we will go to this training core spring.xml, and here we have defined this bean, right? Bean ID, country of origin, CMS restriction evaluator, and here we are pointing to this class country of origin CMS restriction evaluator. So we have defined this bean in here, and this class we just had seen where we have written our custom logic. So if you go here, uh, right, country of origin CMS restriction evaluator, so this is the class, right? Now the most important thing is this one, the bean that we have defined here, the mapping part. So what it is doing is here we are defining the mapping country. So we have created one bean, country of origin evaluator mapping, and the class for this bean will always be this CMS restriction evaluator mapping. Always the class will remain the same. So you can define your custom bean ID, but the class will always remain the same, and the property name, these two property names will also remain the same. One is this restriction type code, the second one is this restriction evaluator. Now what will come in this restriction type code? In the restriction type code we will define the item type. So if you go to the training core items.xml, then we have created this item type, right? Country of origin CMS restriction. So that we will define in here, and in the restriction evaluator we will define the bean where we are writing our custom logic. So this is the bean, country of origin CMS restriction evaluator. So friends, this is the most important part of your custom restriction evaluator. So hope till now this thing is clear, right? After that, what we did is, in order to check, so as you know that we have defined this attribute, right? And we have defined a evaluator, custom evaluator. We have defined the bean in this spring.xml, right? The next thing that we will do is, in the product page controller, right, what we were doing is, in the product data we were fetching the country of origin. But the thing is, how this value, the country of origin, comes here in the product data. So for that, what we did is, in the facade, right, where we are defining our product data, so there you have to go in the facades beans.xml, and you have to define that particular property, country of origin, right? So once you will define and do the and clean all again, right? After that, what will happen is, in this product data, this country of origin will get created. So if I go to this product data, right, and if I search here for the country of origin, then you can see that it gets created in here, and corresponding to it we will have the getter and setter as well. So this is the setter, and here we have the getter, right? And after that, what is the main part? In the populator we have to set this country of origin. So here what we are doing in the populator, so friends, don't worry if you don't know the concept of this converter and populator. I will create a video on that as well. But as of now, just understand that populator we are using in order to fill the value of the data. So here, we have this product data. So we have to fill the value of this data from the model. So if you see here, we are passing the model and we are passing the data. The populator we are using to fill the value in the data from the model. So here we are setting this country of origin by, and we are fetching the value from this model. So if you see, right, then with this model, product model, we have, with this product model we have fetched the base product model, and if we are checking if the base product model is an instance of apparel product model, right, then we are typecasting that base product model into this apparel product model, and from the apparel product model we are fetching this get country of origin. So after that what we will do is we have to write a impacts, right, so that we can create our restriction. So for that we have created this impacts, where we have defined the content catalog as April UK content catalog, and with the help of this content catalog we are fetching this content catalog version. We have defined these two macros, and then in the country of origin CMS restriction item type, we are just associating this content catalog version that we have fetched here. We are defining the unique ID of it, and then we are defining the name. And after that in the components, right, as of now we have not defined anything. Now what we will do is, after doing all this, let's do the ant clean all once again, and then start the server. So we will do ant clean all, and we will start the server. So let's do ant clean all first. So now we can see that the build happened successfully. Now we will start the server. So now we can see that the server started successfully. Now what we will do is we will go to the HAC. Now what we will do, we will update the system. So for that we'll go to platform, then click on update, and here unselect this create essential data, and then we will click on update. Now we can see here that the update system finished successfully. Now as a next step, what we have to do, we have to, so till now we did the ant clean all and start the server, we have updated the system. Now we have to run this impacts which we have created, right? So we will copy this, we'll go to the impacts import, copy and paste the im impacts. So here we have pasted the impacts, we'll validate the content, and after that we will click on import content. So the impacts imported successfully. Now what we will do, we will go to the back office. So we will log in with the username admin and password as Nimda. Now what we will do is we will go to the page, and here as we have to apply the restriction on the component associated with product detail page, right? So we will search for the product detail. So as we have used this April UK content catalog, right, in the impacts, so we will select this page, product detail, which is associated with April UK content, and the catalog is online because we directly want to reflect the changes on the storefront if we do any changes in here. So that is why we are directly changing it in the online. And then what we will do is we will go to the content slots, and then we will select this content slot product details info slot. So this is the slot which we have created in the last video, In that, we will go to this content slot, PDP info slot, and after that, we will select this component PDP information. After that, we will go to this restrictions tab, and here we will search for this component restriction. So here we get the our custom restriction that we have just created, manage country of origin restriction. We will select that and we'll save it. So if we go to the restriction again inside this component restriction, we'll go inside this restriction, right? So we can see that it is applied on this component PDP information, and now we'll go to the administration section. Here, this is the set of string that we have created, right? Here we have currently defined the country as India. If you want to define any other country, right? Say USA, then we can add like this and we can save it. Now let's go to the products. First, let's check this particular product where the component is currently coming. Welcome to PDP page. So first let's check this product. We'll check this online version. Here, if we go to the administration tab, so if we go to the administration tab, then here we can see that we have defined the country of origin as India, right? So that is why it is coming. This component is currently coming on this PDP page. But if we go to this particular product, let's copy the product code and go to the back office and search for this particular product. We'll select the online version. Again, we'll go to the administration tab. So here we can see that the country of origin is not defined. So if we define here, say USA, right? And if we save it, so we have defined the country of origin here as USA and we have saved it. And now if we refresh this particular page, so friends, now you can see that this welcome to PDP page, the message that we have displayed in the paragraph component, it is coming for this particular product as well, because for this particular product in the back office we have defined the country of origin as USA, and in our custom restriction we have defined India and USA as the countries, right? So that is why, as it is meeting the requirement, satisfying the requirement in this custom class, in the this country of origin CMS restriction evaluator class, it is satisfying the criteria. So from here it is returning true, and that is why we are seeing this component on this particular PDP page, right? So hope now the things are clear to you guys. I will share the code that we have written with you, and also I'll share the impacts as well, so that you can take as a reference point. So so friends, hope you have enjoyed the video. If you found it helpful, then please like the video, subscribe the channel, and also please share it with your friends. Thanks for watching it. Happy learning.